Welcome to the Tenacious Smashing Bastard Show. Today we talk about fantasy sports. We talk about songs and if they are bad. And we also talk about, of course, disc golf.
Yes. Disc golf.
Jake D.
Benjamin.
My right-hand man.
Well, sometimes we use both hands.
Hooey.
Hooey.
How was your weekend, sir?
Well, it's cold. Shivery. Cold and shivery. The temperature's not that funny, Benjamin.
I know. If anyone knew how long it took to get this
It took
intro,
a long time. Ooh-wee.
trying to get the laughs out, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully we keep them going.
Well, that's true.
For them.
For those of you who don't know, Jake plays softball.
I do.
So you played a little game this weekend and won one, lost one.
Yep. Well, two divisions. Played both in the upper and in the lower. Just got mollywopped all 3 games of the upper. Won the lower. But my problem was that it's finally October. I've been preparing for the weather here in Cincinnati, Ohio, to actually become fall for like 3-4 weeks now. And it's just stayed 70. Except for this weekend. High 30s, mid 40s. Ooh-wee.
Well, out of nowhere.
Yeah, and all at once, and just Saturday, Sunday.
Well, finally, especially here in Cincinnati where high school football reigns supreme.
It does reign supreme.
I didn't want to take my son to a game. My son really wanted to see a football game, and I just wasn't going to do it till I had to put a sweatshirt on. I don't know what it was. High school football games are sweaty.
Yeah.
And not just on the field of play.
No, I'd say less on the field of play than in the stands.
For some reason, it just smells and feels of sweat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what stadium you go to. If you go to watch a game at our alma mater, Colerain High School.
Colerain High School.
Which has a, for the program, I would say a subpar stadium.
Yeah.
Amazing field. A millionaire's field.
Just the field surface, though.
Yes. And then you got just like bleachers.
Yeah, and not many.
No.
It's basically...
God forbid you want to go and sit and watch the game.
Yeah, no. Colerain football is standing room only.
And I'm an alumni of the school, and I typically sit in the visitors section because that's the only place to sit.
Yeah, because the other teams don't show up to watch their team get mollywopped. Is it different now? I barely went when we were in school, and we graduated in 2006.
I want to say not the same powerhouse now. We don't have Coach Kerry Combs anymore.
No, he's with the Tennessee Titans.
DB coach
for
the Tennessee Titans.
That was our assistant principal.
Yeah, that man shook my hand at graduation.
Yeah.
Now he's in the NFL. I can't say that about anyone else.
No, that's yeah. We both have that experience.
And then the next guy, Bolden, he bailed.
Yeah, he went to West, right? Lakota West?
Went to Lakota West. Of course he did. Why wouldn't he?
Right.
And now we got another guy. I don't know who it is.
I don't know. Why would I know? The only reason I knew it was Bolden is because Bolden was also a teacher there while I was there.
Yeah. Like let's say you go to St. X.
Okay, why would I do that?
They have a facility.
Oh.
It is a fantastic facility. I've never actually watched a game, but I've seen it.
No, I've never even seen it.
It's like a mini college arena.
Really? It's the horseshoe.
Yeah, if there was a shoe in high school, St. X has it.
And if horses were allowed at St. X?
Yeah, it would be a horse's shoe.
It would be a horse's shoe. But it's
not.
No.
But there's, when you think about high school athletes and high school football players, look, a co-host is joining us.
Here he is. Trying to get up here, huh?
If you're a dog fan, you'll enjoy this next guest.
Blue, you want to say something?
Riveting. Absolutely riveting radio.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, high school football, we were saying.
So with high school football, what do? They lift in the gym. Now,
well, some of them do. The ones that go to college do.
Well, the good ones.
Yeah.
Now, we did a little something last week at the gym. Again, like we've said before, we are not professional trainers. We are not professional lifters. We just watch really strong guys on YouTube and try and do what they do.
Yeah.
Now, we watched a gentleman who is known as one of the strongest men in the world, actually had a show about it.
Yep.
With some other super strong guys on
History Channel. Yep.
His name is Edward Hall.
Eddie Hall for the
layman.
people that know him close. Not a sponsor.
He does this thing called Death by Deadlift.
Yeah. Well, at least that's, I don't know if
That may not be what he calls it, but that's the
that
video.
was the video it's called, yeah.
Now, for those of you who are unaware, a deadlift is where you pick weights off the ground, essentially.
Yeah, from a dead stop.
From a dead stop up to a shoulder lock. It's not, you don't bring it above your head, you just lift it standing up, essentially.
Up to your waist.
This is a leg and back exercise.
Right.
Now, he does a version of it where typically you'd load the amount of weight,
Pick it up.
lock in, pick it up, set the weight back down. He does a version of it where he starts with an empty bar, lifts the bar up, while standing and holding the weight, gentlemen on each side, slide. Now, he's in kilos because he's in Europe.
It's still a 45.
It's a 45-pound weight. Throws it on the one side and the other side, goes down, brings it back up while standing. More
Another
weight is
plate.
added. Now, he goes all the way up to
I think it's 8.
8 plates on each side.
on each side.
You go up all the way, and then you go all the way back down to empty weights.
Yep.
Now, we are not Eddie Hall.
We're not Eddie Hall.
We are not nearly as strong as Eddie Hall.
Eddie Hall is actually stronger at deadlift than every other person in history.
In the world, in history.
500 kilograms, 1 rep.
Now, we weren't doing that much weight, but we went up to 405.
Yep.
Now, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 plates on each side.
Yep.
Now, we did this 3 times. Most of us did this 3
One
times.
of us did it 3 times.
So, again, it's, if you've never done this and you're bored and you got 3 people, this was fun. Now, I almost felt like my back was about to explode out of my spine.
Right. And I have the luxury of always going after you, so I didn't do the last one.
I almost made it. So what we were doing is we did the empty bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, empty. And we did 3 sets of this, and
Scheduled for 2.
Scheduled for 2. We tried a third just because, I don't know, just curiosity got the best of us there.
And it killed 2 of the cats.
Oh boy, that
the only
set
one
the rest of
standing.
the workout.
Yeah.
We filmed it. We were going to make a video, but one of the gentlemen, Cactus,
Yeah.
that we were lifting with,
The cactus.
whom is a great videographer, he thinks,
He does think.
cannot figure out how to format and send the video.
He's a great videographer, but not a good video chopper upper sender guy.
No, that's where my expertise was going to come in. Once I get that video, we will throw it up on the YouTube.
Yeah, if anybody can chop something up and send it, it's you.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Now, we did it. Some very flattering video, I think.
Yeah.
I think it makes us look stronger than we probably are.
Yeah, and none of us on cocaine.
And none of us yet.
No, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But speaking of being on cocaine,
Yeah,
we have a new product review.
we do.
Now, this product is something that I've just recently tried. It really came to my attention from a man named Trevor Wallace.
Yes.
Now, the product that we're reviewing, again, we've done mouthpieces, we've done a tire. Now we're talking, I don't know, are we calling this a supplement?
I don't.
They probably consider it a supplement. It has a
Yeah.
BCAA, which I would consider a supplement.
Well, and this one that you got here's got creatine in it, it says.
What we're talking about is Bang Energy Drink.
Bang.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Now, Bang Energy Drink, I just saw on a shelf, assumed it was just like every other terrible energy drink, and you just moved on with your life.
And you being an ex-Red Bull addict, you had to walk right by these for a
I
long
walked
time.
right by them. Now, I see these now, as I'm getting back in and doing the lifting and getting into pre-workout, I don't feel the need to do any energy drink.
No.
But I did try this instead of a pre-workout and just came to the gym and tried it out. Now, I will have to say, the flavors that I've tried are absolutely delicious.
Okay.
The ones that we have in front of us now are black cherry vanilla. This is my favorite, but be prepared because you're probably getting a cavity. It's one of the sweetest things I've ever had to drink.
Yeah, and this is the first and only flavor I've had. It says 0 calories. My tongue doesn't believe it.
No, and you know what they say about the sweetness?
That goes straight to your earlobes.
No, it's that even though it's not sugar,
Yeah?
your body feels the sweetness.
Okay.
Creates fat anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Right in the earlobes.
It goes right to the earlobes.
Right there.
Now, Trevor Wallace made a funny video, and I didn't realize it had that same kind of, what are we calling it?
Stigma?
Yeah, as a monster.
I didn't know it had a stigma.
I thought it was just a thing.
I actually hadn't even heard of it. Actually, it's funny because the only person I'd ever seen drink one of these was a woman at work. And it was like, oh, what was it? Cotton candy, something.
Oh, they got some
something
crazy flavors.
Cotton candy or cupcake or something weird. And I thought it was like, a Four Loko, but like not with alcohol in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I looked at it. So it's got the Ultra CoQ10, whatever that is. BCAAs, which if you've done any type of lifting, you probably know what that is.
Yep.
Super creatine.
Yeah.
And all this in a 0-calorie beverage.
Can't be true.
It's carbonated. I don't know what it does. Is it going to replace my pre-workout? Absolutely not.
No, never.
But it did make me feel good, and I don't know if that is the BCAA in there.
Well, it's potent brain and body fuel, my guy.
Because it didn't give me jitters. I never felt like I was drinking an energy drink.
No.
It's sweet. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
And the flavors I've had are the vanilla black cherry, or black cherry vanilla. I've had the cherry limeade something. And I've also had champagne flavored.
Ugh.
That one was the mistake.
Yeah. Well, regular champagne's gross.
Well, I felt like I needed to try one of the crazy flavors.
Yeah, but that one.
And that one was at least a thing. I don't want unicorn. And I don't want cotton candy.
You mean unicorns aren't a thing, my guy?
I mean, I've never seen a unicorn.
Are you telling me with a straight face you don't believe in unicorns right now?
100%, yes.
Okay.
I had to think about that for a minute,
Yeah.
and absolutely. So if you're
unreasonable, but continue.
If you're out there and you're looking at your local corner store market,
and you wear jean shorts,
and you're in jean shorts, probably
without a belt,
wearing a sleeveless shirt that definitely used to have sleeves,
and you have a hemp shell necklace.
This is definitely
for you.
And if you are Trevor Wallace,
yes,
I appreciate this video.
If Trevor Wallace is listening to this podcast right now, comment, subscribe.
And if we get 1,000 likes,
I will tweet him.
But if you haven't seen the video,
never respond.
Trevor Wallace, Bang Energy, I chuckled, got me interested in the drink.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was his intent. Maybe he was here to make fun of it. But I won't say I'm a lifetime drinker. Won't say that I'm going to be drinking one every day. But if you do need a kick in the pants or just something to make you feel good.
Ooh, wait.
I put 3 stars on a Bang
3
Energy.
3 stars on this?
3 out of 5.
I'm going to kind of go the route that I went with the mouthpiece. Like, this doesn't taste or hit me like it's doing any of the things it's supposed to do. But it tastes good. I don't mind drinking it. I'll probably have another one day, maybe, if I'm bored. So I'll go 2.
All right. So there you go. Out of 10 stars, 5.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Out of a combined 10.
Now, it's everyone's favorite 5 minutes.
Everyone's favorite segment.
Let me hear it.
Rattle the chains!
Rattle the chains! This is the Disc Golf 5 Minutes, which started now. Now,
we need a theme song.
We do need a theme song. You know what? And what people don't realize is that we are musicians, and this is eating into the 5 minutes, and we probably should record some type of intro.
If they didn't know, they knew right after I laid down that sick beat, my guy.
1,000 likes.
Yes.
We'll create a theme song for this. But today we're talking world rankings. Now, the Disc Golf world rankings are anyone can be ranked.
Yeah.
Literally anyone can be ranked.
Yep.
If you join the Professional Disc Golf Association,
Costs
which is,
$75.
I was going to say, which is just like a night of tips if you're a bartender.
Yeah.
You can join.
One payment, whole year.
And the way that it works is that you play in tournaments, and your scores that you shoot in tournaments basically collect forever.
Yep.
And you get ranked on them. Now, I'm not going to go through the rankings. If you feel like it, go to pdga.com. Look up the world rankings.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor yet.
Yet.
And you can read all about it. Now, we, as people,
And disc golfers.
know a lot of the names on this because it breaks down. We can see the top 15 disc golfers in the world.
In the world.
Now, this is without any prior knowledge.
Nope.
I'm going to ask Mr. Jake D.
That's me.
Can you name the top 5 male disc golfers in the world? If you get them in order, that's bonus points.
Oh, okay. Well, number 1, got to be Macbeth.
Paul McBeast.
Paul Macbeth.
Absolutely. And he has a PDGA score of 1049, which, as of not too long ago, was the highest score of all time, beating out the man, the myth, the man, Ken Climo.
Yes.
Number 2, or just top 5? I don't know.
Wysocki's got to be in there.
Yep, Wysocki at 1044.
Okay. Conrad's got to be in there.
James Conrad, who I thought would be charging towards the top, has actually fallen, and he's actually won a couple of things.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that.
Well, his first win ever in a major was this year's USDGC. So he's won some things.
Because he was the previous 3, currently sits at 5.
Oh.
So he won and fell.
Okay. Well, got to be Eagle McMahon's got to be in there.
Eagle McMahon is in the top 10.
But not the top 5.
Not the top 5.
Wow.
Eagle Wayne McMahon sits at 10.
That's not his real name.
Apparently, according to this, Eagle Wayne McMahon.
He should have just been Eagle Wayne and put out a country album.
Wait, who was it? Eagle Wayne. It sounds like a rapper.
Yeah.
Like after Lil Wayne got big,
Yeah.
he should have been
He
Eagle
was
Wayne.
Eagle Wayne. Lizotte. Simon Lizotte.
Simon Lizotte sits nowhere in the top 15.
Really?
I know. He's got his own brand.
He doesn't win a lot, though.
He doesn't win
He
a
just
lot.
chucks it real
Boy,
far.
he's got a cannon.
Trying to think off the cuff here. What about last year's world champion? What about Greg Bardsby?
Greg Bardsby sits at number 4 in the world at 1032.
Hey. And then, one last guess for time? I'll say Nico LaCastro.
Nico LaCastro nowhere in it. This guy I've never heard of, and I feel like I've watched a lot of disc golf. Matthew Orum. O-R-U-M.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
Then to round out your top 10, you have Kevin Jones, whom I've seen.
Yep.
Very talented golfer. Chris Dickerson.
No relation.
Paul Ulibarri.
Yep.
Your man. Your male looker. Nathan Sexton.
Oh, yeah.
Who, oddly enough, is married to one of the female top 15 players.
Is he really?
He is.
Ashley Shinesburg?
Valerie Jenkins.
Oh, that can't be right. Being that that's Avery Jenkins' wife.
I'm joking with you.
Avery Jenkins been in my DMs, my guy.
No, it's Nate. Isn't it Nate Sexton's sister?
No, it's Nate Doss's sister.
Nate Doss's sister.
And you've also got it backwards. Nate Doss is married to Avery Jenkins' sister.
And that is it for the Disc Golf 5 minutes.
It's the love triangle.
Rattle the chain!
Rattle the chain! Z-way.
If you guys ever want us to stop doing the Disc Golf 5 minutes, please leave it in the comments, and we will continue to ignore
Yes,
them.
we will delete them.
Now, again, we bring up that we do music. We
Yeah.
love music.
We do it.
And this podcast, when we set it up, you know, it's first and foremost a fitness, kind of like everyday guys getting into it, just testing things fitness related.
It's not really, I mean, fitness is what you call it. I think we wanted to do it for the everyman.
This is more of a lifestyle. Now, I've called us a broadcast before, which is painful for me.
Oh, well, we're drinking bangs.
And we're drinking bangs. We're talking daddies. I mean,
my guy.
My guy. And I see it more as a lifestyle. Now, as a lifestyle and as your possible life coaches in the future.
Yeah. If we get 1,000 likes from just you, we will train you.
And you know what comes to life is going out, hanging with your pals.
Yeah.
Going out with some Sheilas.
Some thotties.
And you need to know when you need to bail on a situation.
Yes.
Because let's just talk. You've been going to the gym. You're getting shredded, my guy.
My guy.
You're playing disc golf, my guy.
My guy.
You got all the top products. You're living your best life.
My guy.
Now you finally get invited out, and you walk in and, you're going to the hottest new nightclub.
Hottest one.
Chandrelay.
They just built it.
Just built. You can smell the fresh paint.
And the ecstasy.
And you can see the asbestos still. This is definitely not up to code.
No, but it's hot.
Oh, it's hot.
It's hot.
And what's
because
that?
The air conditioning's broken.
And what's that playing? What song is playing when you first walk into that club? Wagon Wheel.
Wagon Wheel.
Now, this isn't 12:30 at night.
No.
Wagon Wheel.
This is 7 p.m.
This is 7 p.m. Wagon Wheel.
The doors just opened.
Now, Wagon Wheel on its own,
still not good.
I mean, it's not a bad song.
But it's not a good song.
It's not a good song. I think we give it a lot more credit. Sober Wagon Wheel.
Ooh.
I dare you to listen to it.
I dare you to listen to it.
It's, again, we're going to get a lot of hate. People, I love Wagon Wheel. But
Bob Dylan wrote the chorus.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Most of you didn't even know it until Darius Rucker covered it.
Right.
And it's been around longer than that.
Way longer than that.
It's been ruined by
Old Crow Medicine Show.
Well, I was going to say it's been ruined by, theoretically.
Yeah, they ruined it. Who-wee.
But any frat house you walk into at some point is going to play this band.
Any cover
They're going to play this song, and everyone's going to sing along to it. You don't want to be a part of that.
You don't want to be a part of that.
That's a basic party.
Yeah. That's a White Claw party.
And that is a White Claw, my guy.
Oh, my guy.
Now, there's a lot of generic, obviously you walk in and someone's listening to Nickelback, get out. Just go on and get out.
Just run.
But at the same time, that's a bit overused. At this point, you could be playing Nickelback just to be ironic, and then you might want to be on that party.
But if you're going to be ironic, just play Alanis Morissette, my guy.
Well, don't you think?
That's a party you also leave. Because that's a book club meeting.
Now, what? Go ahead, Jake. Give me a song you don't want to be a part of.
A song I don't want to be a part of. If I hear that Lizzo thing that's out now one more time, I might vomit.
I feel like that is the new. What was that song? It's almost like Gangnam Style.
Kinda. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, but at the same time, I don't know why. And I don't necessarily think, if you like the song, good on you, but I don't get it.
I don't like it or I nothing it.
And it's more the situation
and
that you're walking into when that song's on. That's the
problem I'm having with it. I've never heard it out at the bar. I've never heard it like we just said about Wagon Wheel. It's 11:30 and everybody's starting to buzz and they throw on that song because every chick in the place is going to know the words and all the guys are going to know that all the chicks in the place know the words. I hear it at over the loudspeaker in between games at softball.
Well, I feel like when that song comes on, and let's say you're a single guy, just out in the town,
you're immediately cock-blocked.
Oh, instantly, because you just got completely emasculated in a single song. Any girl that you were chatting up instantly remembers, I don't need you.
Don't need you.
I'll go find me a man on the Vikings.
Yeah. New man on the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
Dum-dum-dee-dum-da-dum-dum-day.
And demonetized.
Yep.
Another song that I think...
Wait, were we monetized?
Could be. Maybe one day.
My God.
I set us up for it. So if you get a commercial before or after the show, just let it happen.
Just let it happen.
Let it roll through.
Just let it happen.
Listen, we'd like to keep doing this.
Yes.
And the only way we can do it is with 1,000 likes.
With 1,000 likes.
Another song, or basically just kind of in general, and this is This isn't, let's say, after midnight, anything goes.
Yeah.
I think that's something that people don't remember is any song after midnight is a go.
Not any song. Because you can go in the other direction. If you play one of the 7 o'clock songs after midnight, you screwed up.
What do you mean? If Wagon Wheel comes on at midnight?
If Wagon Wheel comes on at midnight, that's the time to play Wagon Wheel.
Oh, you're saying if there's a song and you listen to it at 7,
yeah,
you don't want it played at midnight.
It's like if we went in the other direction, like a midnight song, anything goes except for like
Chumbawamba at midnight is totally useless at 7.
Yeah, right, that's fire. But if you are at midnight and they like some dude walks over to the jukebox and throws on Sinatra, you're like,
yeah, I guess
this
that's
is
true.
the wrong mood.
Like if you're getting ready to go out and you're hanging out with the boys and you're just having a couple of drinks, someone turns on "Fly Me to the Moon," you're like, yeah, whatever, it's just a chill song,
right?
But all of a sudden you're out drinking and partying at 1 a.m. and all of a sudden, "Fly me to the moon," you're out, you're done.
Right, especially if that came on after Final Countdown.
Almost at this point, any place that you walk into that's playing like older stuff too early,
yeah,
I feel like is a bad place to be, because that is either a place where people are playing it ironically and you want to get out of there, or it's people who legitimately like this and they've probably killed someone before,
right?
And you want to get out,
and
of there.
you got to get out of there. It's also I'm upset a little with the phenomenon of, I feel like young people today, kids they call them, like really, really good music, but for the wrong reason. I feel like if you see a 19-year-old with a Beatles vinyl, it's not because he likes the Beatles.
No, it's because they think you should like the Beatles.
Yeah.
And they like the Beatles now.
Right.
But I live in a house where I enjoy the Beatles. My son actually enjoys the Beatles. He's 4. He doesn't know why he enjoys them, but my mother-in-law
he probably
listens
enjoys
to the
them because
Beatles.
it's good songs.
And he knows everything off that one album, all their number 1 hits.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the 4 CDs he's allowed to listen to, so he loves the Beatles and Adele and Sia. And he doesn't know. Well, there's a My Little Pony thing, and I don't want to talk about it right now.
Moving on.
And for a 4-year-old, I'm playing, and all of a sudden, Yesterday comes on, and he goes, "Ooh, I know this song," and I'm like, "No, you don't," and he starts singing it, and the joy, the pure, unadulterated joy that entered my soul, and just the fury that entered my wife's eyes because she hates the Beatles.
Oh. I'm not that big on the Beatles either, but I don't dislike the Beatles. I know what they did. I know what they're responsible for. I just like a little more guitar.
I don't know. Like the Beatles. Okay. Here's one. So you walk into... Now, the bars I would frequent and the bars that you frequent are different.
They're different.
They're quite different.
So different.
I am more of a... Now, if anyone... if you live in the Cincinnati area, I was part of the Northside Tavern scene when that was a swinging place to be.
Yeah.
Basically anywhere you can drink inside and walk outside, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Like my new spot is a Motor down in Over the Rhine.
Okay.
Now,
not spelled in full.
No, MOTR. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
That's going to get old.
No, it isn't.
Where you tend to hang out in Aurora, Indiana.
First off, it's Richmond, Indiana. No, usually the places I frequent are places that'll book me, and since I play a lot of older rock, I get booked at a lot of places in that 50-year-old man demographic.
Now, there's a spot that we both frequent. You know it. I know it.
We all know it.
And we love it. Secretly.
Do we love it?
Oh, I mean, we keep going.
That doesn't mean we love it.
And this is the Knotty Pine Sportsman's Club.
Yeah. And there's not a sportsman in the joint.
There is definitely not. Actually run by people I played soccer with.
Really?
Yeah, the Weddles.
Oh, Eric Weddle from the Chargers.
Yeah. No.
Not him?
Not him.
Oh, because he's a Raven now.
He's a Raven now. Yeah.
That's why.
It's cover bands, indoor, outdoor.
Yep.
And, if you've ever felt down on yourself, if you've ever felt low
Yeah.
and you needed someplace to go,
If you need a quick and easy self-esteem boost,
pay the $5 cover, head on in on a
waltz
Saturday
on
night,
into the pine.
and look for the guy with the parrot.
And the guy that's selling flowers.
Buy a flower?
Fair? Fair?
Um,
No, thank you, sir.
and if any of that made sense to you, you've lived your
You've
best
lived
life.
your best life. And you've turned down a flower from that man.
I enjoyed when he started bringing around candy.
Oh, I remember.
I never bought any, but I felt
No,
better about
You
it.
can't buy any.
Buy a flower?
Fair?
Party beads?
Fair? That's what he sounds like. I'm doing a perfect impression of him. If you have never been, just know in your heart that's a perfect impression of him. And if you have been, you're laughing hysterically because that's a perfect impression of him.
Now, he also, there's another spot in town. I like how this turned in from songs to just spots around White Oak.
Well, here's a good thing. The one complaint I'll never have about the Naughty Pine is bad music.
That's true.
Always good music, and not just old rock. Not just that they're on point.
Well, there's a lot of good little cover bands around town. That's what people miss.
We're a copy band town.
We are a copy band town. We got a couple of really big ones. Like we got copy bands that sell out arenas.
Yeah.
Like you're talking, all they're doing are playing 80s covers.
NKG has an A squad and a B squad, my guy.
Yeah. And I know some of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what squad they're. I think it's A squad.
I know A squad drummer.
I know T Money, I think is what he goes by now.
Oh, I don't think
he typically does sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then he does like a couple of songs.
Okay.
But or T Money, I don't know, some moniker.
Yeah. T Dog.
But the thing is people know him by that.
Yeah.
I played in a band that played all around the country. No one knows who I am.
No. Yeah.
He plays in a band that is like massive in the city. They go around town and play someone else's songs for big-time Boku bucks.
Oh, my God.
I'm saying forget doing our own songs.
Right.
Cover bands are where it's at.
That's why I switched.
This is why we're life coaching you. Do cover music
and
right
lift
now.
weights.
Lift weights, do cover music, and you will go far in life.
And if you get 1,000
At least till you're 35.
Yeah.
Then it's over.
Then it's it.
Well, boy,
Yeah.
we've had some fun tonight.
We have had some fun.
And I just want everyone to know, this was one of the hardest episodes we've ever had to record.
Ever had to record.
Typically,
So hard we missed a topic.
we didn't miss any topics.
We didn't talk about fantasy.
Oh, my God.
My God.
Well, I said we were going to talk about fantasy on the last episode.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about fantasy
we
football.
have to talk about fantasy.
And really what I'm going to talk about fantasy football is how much I hate fantasy football.
Yeah.
I've played other fantasy sports.
Yeah, you have.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. I do want to talk about it.
All right.
We need to hash this out right here.
So I was in a fantasy baseball league.
And I am the resident baseball expert.
And I have to admit, he did help me draft probably one of the greatest fantasy baseball teams of all time.
Probably. You mean the.
We were picking sleepers.
Everybody I drafted on your roster except for 2 guys made their respective all-star teams. Until you traded them.
Well, I made one trade.
Yeah, the worst trade of all time.
It worked in my favor. I had a lot of hitting.
No, it didn't.
I traded Nelson Cruz.
This is 2013 Nelson Cruz but for anyone listening.
I traded a Nelson Cruz who was hot. A hot
fire
Nelson Cruz.
He traded an over 50 home run Nelson Cruz.
And I traded it for a pitcher. I believe it was Michael Wacha.
Yeah, it was.
And Jason
to be
Hayward.
named later, which we'll do right now.
And Jason Hayward, who I thought was ready to, because where did he just go to?
He had
Cardinals.
just went to the Cardinals. No, back then it was Cardinals. He had not made the Cubs. He had not
Right.
gone to the Cubs yet.
And I thought everybody who goes to the Cardinals plays well.
Yeah,
the
except
Cardinals
if you're
saw him.
Jason Hayward, and you're made of peanut brittle.
Well, Jason Hayward got hurt.
Yeah, immediately.
And
like he
Nelson
always
Cruz
does.
went off. Now that's hashed out. I made a mistake.
Yeah,
We still drafted A-Rod as the last pick.
because
he smoked everyone.
Of course he did.
Now with fantasy football, you and I used to play in the same league.
Well, until you
We had a bit of a league dispute.
you were being forced to keep Kareem Hunt 8 months in advance, my guy.
Yeah, I want to know who has a keeper league where you have to pick your keeper in week 8.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And we all know what happened to Kareem Hunt. He got suspended for 8 games, and I'm not wasting my first-round pick on a guy who ain't playing this year. But I'm not good at it.
I'm not either.
And I feel like it used to be fun. Even when you weren't good at it, it used to be fun. Something about, I don't know if it's everyone else is so good at it and takes it too seriously now, or if the game itself of football is just so predictable.
It really is.
And you can't really take it. There's no sleepers anymore.
No, not unless you're doing rookies.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just not fun. I think this is probably the last year I'll do any fantasy football.
I'll keep doing the one legacy I'm in, but I really should stop because I have the opposite problem, which is I feel like I am good at picking players, but I have the worst fantasy sports luck of all time.
I can attest to this. There was one time where I think you led the league in scoring, overall in points, and had 1 win.
And that's because in this, the 5th year of the only fantasy football league I play, the streak is still alive. I also lead the league in points against.
Yes, sir.
I always catch everybody's hot week. And by the way, I left Stefon Diggs on my bench today.
Ooh.
But I left Stefon Diggs on my bench today because I played him the last 2 weeks, and he only got 4.
Well, we have a legendary player on my roster, and you cut him.
I cut him.
But Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson hasn't
done anything.
at all.
And Sam Darnold just came back from mono like he's in high school.
Yeah, and threw a 92-yard touchdown pass.
Yes, he did. On my bench.
To Robbie Anderson.
You know who I started?
Who?
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
Whom is on his 3rd quarterback.
Yep.
And is
None
useless.
of them had mono.
None of them had mono. One of them just broke his arm, and the other one's probably, I don't know, is he walking still?
I think he was.
Oh, he's the one who had to walk himself off the field.
Yeah, with a concussion.
Oh, you can't see? Well, just hold on to this man like a seeing eye dog.
Over that way, somewhere.
Yeah, so I think this is it. This is the last year for fantasy football for me.
Yeah, yeah, I might retire if they want to.
I'm just giving up money. I'm just throwing in money, and it's just not going to me.
If somebody wants to play for free, I'll do it because then I don't care. But
especially since there's someone out there who should have given me their winnings because I won fair and square.
Oh, you know what this has breached? What we should explain to the listeners.
Gentlemen's rules.
Gentlemen's rules.
Now, in our world, we live in a world where we call gentlemen's rules. Now, what started gentlemen's rules, you might ask, and what is gentlemen's rules? Well, let's just say you're doing something.
Something at all.
And it involves some type of winner, loser, yes and no.
We'll call it a competition.
Any competition. Let's just say something that shouldn't have happened. Like, you're playing NCAA football 2004 on a PlayStation 2.
Turn sideways so that the disc will spin properly.
And you throw a pass that magnetically changes courses and moves into the linebacker's hands for an interception.
Let's say that someone was me.
And let's say that someone went, no. You got to give me the ball back. And I said, no, why would I do that? I intercepted the ball. He goes, no. Gentlemen's rules. Punt me the ball back. And boy, wouldn't you know it, I punted him the ball right back.
Because you knew the code.
I knew the code. Gentlemen's rules is anything that shouldn't have happened, you can call gentlemen's rules and change the outcome for it. Now,
this has happened to us primarily with video games.
Video games and one time in real life.
Yes.
Now, anyone who believes in the code of gentlemen's rules and accepts gentlemen's rules.
Like the other perfect example of gentlemen's rules is we were playing Jeopardy against each other on the Wii. And Jeopardy on the Wii forces you to type the word out, and even if you have it correctly, there's no Google suggestion, there's no Microsoft paperclip, not a sponsor. If you don't spell the word right, it tells you you're wrong. My co-host, not a strong speller.
Maybe one of the worst.
Possibly the worst. And he would get answers and spell them wrong, and then gentlemen's rules me to answer incorrectly so that we both lost the same amount of money so that the score would stay the same. And you have to do it.
You have to do it. The one time we did a real-life gentleman's rules, there's a man we will leave nameless.
I'll
We'll call
name
him Brian Rush.
Yes. Or as BG calls him, Jake's Bush.
We went into fantasy, and what happened?
You guys had met in the semifinals of the playoffs, and one player, something happened with
Someone
one of
was
Bush's
hurt.
players.
And he was going to definitely lose.
Right. And he suggested you both ignore the score and you do a coin flip to determine the winner, and then we have the commissioner just fix the rosters so that the appropriate person won on points.
And I accepted.
And
You, a third party,
neutral party,
flipped the coin,
flip the coin.
and I won. And I didn't just win once. I won twice.
You won two out of three.
He called BS on the coin. No, yeah. I won the first one. He won the second one.
Yep.
So we did a third coin flip. I won. Now, out of sheer fluke, he actually wins the game.
Right.
Because there was no way he was winning it.
No.
But he had already conceded, and we gave him a chance to win on the coin flip. So he wins that game. Then he goes on to win the Super Bowl of fantasy football.
In which your score from that week in a consolation round would have also won the Super Bowl.
Exactly. So he owes me the prize money.
Yeah.
Gentleman's rules. And he decided to back out, even though he's the one who called for the gentleman's rules.
Yeah, he does not honor the code of gentleman's rules.
Which anyone listening to this probably doesn't find that non-believable.
No. And some of you probably listening skeptically, probably going, gentleman's rules, that's stupid. You're stupid.
And on that harsh note,
we
would like to end today's show. And again, you can always find us on Twitter at TSB_ooey. OOOWEEE.
Yeah, try to spell it right for once on the website.
I always forget there's 3 E's at the end. Again, not a strong speller, this guy.
Nope, this guy.
Also, you can find us at www.tenacioussmashingbastards.com.
Not .org.
You can find us on Facebook at Tenacious Smashing Bastards.
Of course you can.
You can also find our podcast on Spreaker, Stitcher, YouTube, and just recently, you can find us on the Google Play Music.
Yeah.
Still waiting on you, Apple.
Still waiting on Instagram.
Waiting on Instagram to somehow unblock us. But again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. And always remember, ooey.
Ooey.